select the building tools, walls, and 2x6 cement board, and I'm going to just turn on ortho down below, click here, 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 there, and then close and right click and say finish. And I'm coming up to the roof tool and selecting roof by perimeter. I have a 412 pitch, I'll add that, and then we'll come down to 3D mode, place a camera, select once, select the second time, and now you see that we have just a portion of that building quickly defined. And if I were to just grab any windows, so we have a few, and then come down to our floor plan option, this is where you take the work that you've created in model space and transfer it to your sheet views. Here you have a right-click option under View Properties and Print Properties to select your printer. In my case, I have Nuance PDF. I would normally select Architectural D, select Portrait, all colors black, line weights I'll normally turn off, and I'll have Fit to Page. I also select Window, and then a second time select Window, and I snap to that little red corner and this red corner, and now I know that the printed area will include a small border. If I switch to print to scale, it'll also print anything inside of it to scale. So you open up your floor plan, you right click, you go into Properties, into Print Preview, and set up your printer plotter option. Then you go in the upper left to your Smart Views, select Define Smart View, and in this case I just would like the building, not the site plan, so I can select the View Filter. I'll turn off the imported drafting, and I think I'll turn off the terrain, and what we should be left with is just this simple layout we did. I select Insert, and there I've got my first floor plan. If I'd like to come to elevations, I would resize this sheet also, come to Define Smart View, and this time I would like to go to my elevations options, and we don't have any windows on the front, so let's switch so we get some windows here. Here's a side elevations. It will insert whatever is visible, and if I'd like to add datum lines, I can, for instance, put the ground floor on. I could put the floor level and let's say ceiling height, and then down below here we'll check that to happen for the ground floor, and then I'll select Insert, and there you have the start of your elevations. And also within this dialog are these tools so that you can add details by hand with drawing tools or add notes and dimensions. Back to Model View, down below in our Views option, this is the View Filter. So when I select it, I have a number of options to turn things on and off by selecting the View Filter itself. Once I've added something to the model space, it gets populated here. For instance, you don't see any electrical because I haven't added any, but floors were automatically generated, roofs, tags and marks were added, and walls were added. And if I go to my elements on terrain, the terrain is shown as on. If I click that, turn it off, then it won't be visible. If I turn it on and select next to it, it'll be visible but non-selectable, which is nice at times because you might want to click on the wall and you don't want to be selecting the terrain. And then under notation, that imported drafting is this image that I brought in. If I'm done using it, I can turn that off and we'll just see our model itself. If I go to 3D and my camera, I can either use this orbital tool or down below to move. And again, I can come to the View Filter And let's say I would like to look inside because I have some details that I would like to show customer. I can use the scroll wheel and zoom in, zoom out. I can use this rotation option, and I can begin laying out kitchen cabinets, bathrooms, walls, floor finishes, other windows, and send these images to the customer for approval. Quick review: building locations, bottom left, make your adjustments, set your framing. You have model space, and then sheet views, and you can create as many as you'd like. If you come into the View Manager, here's where you can right click and add model view, add worksheet view. We have the view filter, and then the ability to go to File, Import, and import a trace image.